Hey guys, and welcome back to another Star Citizen video. I am AeroDox, and today's video is all about the Constellation Andromeda. We're going to take a full tour of the ship and talk about its strengths and weaknesses so that you can decide whether or not it's worth your credits or maybe even your actual money. Follow me up the lift and let's get a good look at the Constellation Andromeda. Alright, first things first. The Constellation Andromeda, manufactured by Roberts Space Industries, is the gunship variant of the Constellation variants. It features two manned turrets, each with twin CF-227 Badger repeaters, as well as four size 5 hardpoints that are operated by the pilot, situated on the top, left, and right sides of the ship. It features top and side mounted missile racks with a total capacity of 52 missiles, 28 of which are size 1 Marksman 1s, while the other 24 are size 2 Strike Force 2s. Additionally, it is paired with a P-52 Merlin docked to the rear docking port, and it has a 96 standard cargo unit capacity which can haul a fair amount of cargo if needed. It has a top speed of 910 meters a second under afterburners and an effective combat maneuvering speed of 190 meters a second. Piloting it can feel a bit heavy due to the ship's size. It comes with two size 2 power plants, two size 2 coolers, as well as two size 2 shield generators and one size 2 quantum drive. If you're interested in purchasing one, it will set you back 3,548,000 AUEC down at Lorville's New Deal in-game, or 240 USD in the online pledge store. With all that stuff out of the way, onto the walkthrough. First off, in order to get inside, we head to this point underneath the cockpit and interact with this toggle here. A sleek platform will extend and reveal our way inside. There is also a large cargo bay we can open in the back by interacting with this toggle here. After a short time, the cargo bay will fully extend and reveal spacious accommodation for small vehicles or perhaps cargo boxes. Just off the lift ramp and headed towards the front of the ship, we come to a fairly spacious bridge. Just ahead of us is the access for both manned turrets, one at the bottom and another at the top. Moving ahead, we come to our cockpit and our flight seats. The middle seat is the pilot's chair, and the heads-up displays while piloting the ship look and feel nice. However, in the Constellation Andromeda, we do have a fairly large beam that obstructs some of the view directly ahead. Winding our way back around the other side of the manned turrets, we have a small area with enough space to place some food, drink, or perhaps some decorations, and then we come back to the door leading us to the crew quarters. The crew quarters feature a couch, toilet, lockers, 2 weapon racks, and 4 beds, 2 on either side. And above the small lift portal is an airlock that you can use to enter if you're out doing EVA stuff. The toilet and locker doors are functional but do not allow you to put any kind of clothes or equipment in them yet, but the weapon racks and crew beds are fully functional. At one point, the table that is situated just in front of the couch used to work. However, as of right now, the table does not properly extend, but will hopefully do so again in the future. By the way, when the ship is powered up and running, the ship is lit with a nice orange-yellow glow that emanates from the corners and ceilings, but when the ship is not powered on, the lights are a dim blue. Moving on to the next part of the ship reveals the cargo/missile/airlock bay. This button here will raise or lower the big cargo lift referenced earlier and can easily fit an Ursa rover, maybe 2 hover bikes, or perhaps a Cyclone. In the past, I've used this ship as a short-range base where I've kept my food and ammo on board and then used a vehicle of some kind to drive to wherever it is I'm going, usually a bunker. Continuing on, we have both our missile racks and our airlocks, which are mirrored on both sides of this room. The visual aesthetic of the missile racks are pretty cool, and you will undoubtedly get some use out of the cargo bay and the airlock doors. Continuing further down the back of the ship, we come to another ladder that leads down to the cargo lift that is identical to the one near the crew quarters. Sometimes these ladders can act weird, and the airlocks are a little tight sometimes while entering from EVA, but in my opinion, completely tolerable at this time with the state of the game being what it is currently. I don't remember either that the airlock or ladders have killed me in the past, but obviously don't stand underneath the cargo lift. You will either die or be pushed out of the map. Either way, it's a huge inconvenience, just don't do it. Continuing on, we have a small storage area with access to some of our components, which may come into play soon in later updates. I've heard that some people will fill this room with boxes and etc. while they are out doing whatever it is that they're doing, and that it works out pretty well for them. And it'll be interesting to find out if we will have to run back here in future iterations of the game to mess with some of our components and whatnot. And finally, just beyond the next set of doors, we come to our snub-nosed fighter bay. There isn't a whole lot to say about this room except that it's small and houses the docking port for the snub-nosed fighter. There are a few options for snub-nosed fighters out there, and I'd imagine with a skilled enough pilot, you'd be adding some much appreciated firepower should you find yourself in combat. That's about all there is to see on the inside of this ship, so let's talk about some of the pros and cons of the Andromeda. Right away, one thing I'd like to mention is that the incredible distance you can quantum travel with this ship. Its base QT fuel is 3000, so you can make quite a few jumps before needing to refuel. Pair it with an XL1 quantum drive and you'll be headed clear across the system with fuel to spare, making the ship pretty good at bridging the distance to places in a timely manner. I would recommend, however, changing out the default weapons with some attrition lasers from Lorville, and upgrading the Class C civilian parts as well. I think making sure your weapons are gimbaled will help a lot with target acquisition. The Andromeda feels heavy to maneuver, but that being said, we've managed to take down lots of targets in nothing more than the pilot and turret seats, and the sheer amount of missiles on board can certainly cause a lot of damage as well. Using the Andromeda as a short base has been super helpful for me as well, and the ability to carry around a Cyclone or Rover has been extra nice. Overall, the Andromeda is one of my favorite ships. That being said, it's definitely not perfect. Because of how slow it can be in combat, taking on multiple targets at once can quickly become an issue, and the shields can take a while to power back up as well. Aiming, due to the position of the quad size 5 weapons at close range, is sometimes tough depending on the distance between you and your target. If you avoid getting in massive battles, and you get a chance to take down 1 or 2 targets at a time while avoiding getting too close, you'll be in a good way with this ship. I think that just about wraps up this video, however. If you enjoy our content, find it useful, or just enjoy the general vibe you get from our channel, then please consider liking this video and leaving us a comment. And if you want to support us even more, you could smash the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you can be notified when we release our next video. Every bit of interaction we get from you guys makes our day, and we are nearing 500 subscribers, which is super exciting. So from Malt and myself, thanks again for watching, and as always, don't forget your med pens. Peace.